Good evening. So I know a lot of people are really intimidated by public speaking. What I'm intimidated by is a room full of people that are from my salon, and I did my own hair tonight. So, I don't know where Jen is, but hopefully I did you justice tonight. I was first diagnosed with cancer 7 years ago. At that time, I had been the executive director of a domestic violence program here in Grand Rapids called Safe Haven Ministries for the previous 14 years. We were in the middle of opening an expanded shelter for battered women and their children and trying to raise awareness about domestic violence in the community. When I got that diagnosis, I was also dealing with some other medical issues, and so it was kind of an additional slap in the face to find out that, as well as all the other medical things that I was dealing with at the time, they called me on a Friday night and said, oh, and by the way, you also have cancer. So I took a 3-month medical leave of absence, and one of the first people to come to me after they heard of my diagnosis was my dear friend Natasha Meyer-Turner. She had been dealing with cancer, I think it was about 7 years at that time. And she brought me a cancer survival pack. And it had some interesting things in it. One of them was a lipstick. Another one was fingernail polish. Another one was a new hairbrush. And footies and lip glosses and things that I didn't think were the essential items right after my diagnosis. But what she knew and what she told me at that time was, let the doctors take care of your insides, and you take care of your outsides. And you will feel so much better when you look better. And so she just really encouraged me to watch out for that part of it, because you've got some, doozy of a days ahead of you. And I did. I had my first diagnosis of malignant melanoma 7 years ago. And then I was diagnosed again a year ago. In all of that time, I was going to the doctor every 6 months, and almost every single time they were doing additional biopsies. At this point, I've had 40 over my body. I've had melanoma. Now, healing in my leg from 1 month ago would be the 4th time that I've been diagnosed with melanoma. So I've been through a lot of infections, a lot of open wounds, a lot of pain, a lot of fear, a lot of throwing up, a lot of having days where I have felt horrible and like I didn't even want to get out of bed. It wasn't long after that initial diagnosis and the other health concerns that I mentioned that I lost my job, the career that I loved so much. And to make a long story short, in just a few short years, I lost my house that I had owned for 16 years. My car had been repossessed. I filed for bankruptcy, and I was essentially homeless at that time, literally staying on the couches of friends. And it was during that time where I fell through the cracks as a single woman that I couldn't get the help that I needed for insurance or for disability or for help with even food and kind of basic needs. And I was brainstorming with that same friend, Natasha Meyer-Turner, who had helped me so much after my first diagnosis. And she was a very crafty person. And she had made these winter mittens that she put a little star on the mitten where Grand Rapids would be, and had given them to her sisters. At that point, she knew that she was terminal, and she was working really hard to try to find ways to bring memories that her family could hold on to forever. And so I said to her, with Michigan being the mitten state, how would you feel about me kind of taking on your idea and creating an oven mitt with Grand Rapids marked on it? And I would like to start a little company to try to get by for now. And together, the two of us brainstormed and decided to call it iStarGR. So I've been selling these oven mitts on Etsy and at Art of the Table and a few other stores, and I'm auctioning silent auctioning off a couple of them here tonight, this being one of them. This color combination is the one that she always purchased and gave to all of her friends. So I donate this in her honor tonight. A couple months ago, I was snuggling with my dear niece, Madeline, and we were talking about the things that we love about each other. And we were talking about the things that we wanted for each other. And I was really taken aback when she said, "What I want for you, Aunt Jennifer, is to like yourself." And I realized that all the times that I didn't feel like getting my hair together or putting on my makeup, or all I could deal with that day was wound care and the infections that were on my back, or whatever it was that was kind of incapacitating me that day, that Madeline was taking that in, and the message she was hearing was that I didn't like myself. And so being able to take advantage of a program like Beautiful You, where I can walk in not looking my finest and walk out not only looking but feeling so beautiful, is such an amazing gift. And so I thank you all for that.